Aloha and welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Crystal Paco. So glad you could join us. With just a few more days left of 2018, you're probably planning your New Year's celebrations. Whatever you choose to do, authorities remind residents to celebrate responsibly. If you're going to drink, please designate a driver. If you're going to celebrate at home with family and friends, leave the sparklers, homemade cannons, and unpermitted fireworks out of your plans.
It's here in Agate.
Leave the fireworks to the professionals. That's the message from the Guam Fire Department. Lieutenant Philip J.E. Camacho is from the Fire Prevention Bureau.
Only professionals who are permitted should actually set off the fireworks.
Just in time for the holidays, GFD revived Operation Dragon Slayer, which cracks down on the illegal sale of fireworks. Last year, they confiscated a record-breaking amount of fireworks. Those caught with illegal fireworks can be fined up to $100 a day.
$100 a day it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're not permitted for 6 months, it's up to $100 a day, and it's quite a bit of, chunk of change.
The items are confiscated, then properly destroyed.
They'll shoot it from their yard, or they might shoot it from the roof of their house, and because it's not in a proper tube, it might not get the height that's required, and and then the sparks that fall to the ground could cause a fire, a house fire. I believe nationally, fireworks cause about over 18,000 fires in the United States. So, there is a fire danger, there is a safety danger, people getting hurt, a spark going into your eye, your hair catching fire, little things like that, should monitor the children.
And for those of you planning to light up with sparklers, you'll want to think twice. Lieutenant Camacho says these celebratory items could result in third-degree burns.
Sparklers seem a little harmless, but the fact is that sparklers cause of injuries related to fireworks. Sparklers cause about 3/4 of the injuries in emergency rooms. And just to kind of give you an idea, we all know that water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Cakes bake at 350, or breads, right? Wood burns at about 600, and glass melts at 900. Sparklers burn at 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So they cause a lot more third-degree burns than people would like to admit.
That's why GFD is focusing their efforts on awareness.
2018 has been a lot of educating. If it warrants, we fine, we give citations. If it doesn't, then it's more of now you know. So if we come back next time and you're still performing or you're still selling the same things that you're not supposed to, then the citations take into place. Celebrate responsibly. Of course, if you're going to drink, have a designated driver. Go to shows that are permitted and allowed.
If you do want to see a permitted show, check out the Guam Visitors Bureau's New Year's Eve 2019 Insta Guam Fireworks Show. For the best view, head to Ipoh Beach. The 10-minute fireworks display starts at midnight and will be synchronized to a music soundtrack. Food trucks, face painting, and live entertainment will also be at the Governor Joseph Flores Memorial Park from 5 p.m. to midnight. The recovery in the CNMI from Super Typhoon U2 is ongoing, 2 months since the monster storm hit. Now the local church in Tinian is reaching out, hoping for some assistance to get them finally to help rebuild. KUAM's Nick Delgado has the story.
An island devastated from Super Typhoon U2, and among the destruction, the cross on top of the San Jose Church in Tinian remained intact. Father Ray Rizal is the church pastor.
People ask me, Pali, what is the significance, or what do you think of that cross there and the other statues that remained intact? And I told them, perhaps Jesus is telling us once again, come worship, I'm still here. Come worship me. Don't be afraid losing the physical church.
Majority of the structure was totaled from the storm. Father Rizal braved the strong winds as U2 was passing to check on his church.
Though it almost took my life, I was stuck inside my SUV with my lay minister.
For more than 1 hour, they hunkered down inside the car as best they could, the strong winds damaging his vehicle. Eventually, they decided to make a run for it towards the church.
I opened the sacristy and there were people that were already waiting for us to take cover.
The group, like others across the CNMI, waited out the storm for the next several hours. A frightening experience, but Father Rizal says his faith is much stronger than the monster storm.
You two took our church, damaged our church, but we are still intact today because the church is not the building, it is the people of God.
Even a couple of months later, he says they used tents to hold services, but now Rizal and the rest of the community look forward to getting things back to normal.
Yes, we are in need of funding to rebuild our church. I would like to ask for your support and assistance to help us.
You can help by calling Friends of San Jose Church in Tinian at 670-484-1117. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusinik Delgado.
Hundreds of cruise vessel passengers will be rounding out 2018 into the new year on Guam. The cruise vessel Nippon Maru is arriving at the Port Authority of Guam this weekend from Yokohama, Japan. More than 700 passengers and crew members will be visiting briefly before heading up to Saipan. Then on New Year's Day, the cruise vessel Asuka II will be arriving, carrying more than 1,300 passengers and crew members. Here's Port General Manager Joanne Brown.
Forward to having our visitors come to the port. We're able and prepared to accommodate their arrival, and certainly after that, our tourism sector will take over their visit here to the island.
The cruise vessel Asuka II will depart on January 2nd, heading back to Yokohama, Japan. 2018 was a busy year for Sanctuary Incorporated. Jonah Gunchar first recaps a productive year for its programs and what 2019 has in store for the island's longest-running nonprofit organization.
From celebrating 47 years here on island to finally owning the title to the property and buildings in which Sanctuary is located, it has been a full year of blessings for the nonprofit. Executive Director Teresa Areola.
Through a HUD, through a GURA grant, this compound in Chalampago was built, and now it's turned over to Sanctuary. After 15 years of using it for the purpose of which we applied for, it's now the title is turned over to Sanctuary.
Established in 1971 as an alternative to the juvenile justice system for runaway, homeless, neglected, and abused youth, Sanctuary Incorporated has helped thousands and thousands of at-risk kids. And this year, they have been afforded wonderful opportunities thanks to corporate sponsors and individuals within the community who wanted to help the kids in shelter and the kids in outpatient groups.
We run several shelter programs for at-risk kids, for kids who find themselves without a home. For one reason or another, they're taken away from their home, whether because of abuse, neglect, or just homelessness.
Sanctuary offers a 24-hour crisis hotline. That number is 475-7100. The hotline is available 365 days of the year.
Families who find themselves struggling or in crisis, whether it's the family in crisis or the child or the parent in crisis, we encourage everyone to use the hotline. That our crisis manager is so connected with all the other players in the community.
Offered along with shelter programs is supportive services and counseling groups, community outreach, and the AmeriCorps program.
One of our major anchor programs here at Sanctuary is a program called Sagan Nahomlo, a place for healing. It's Guam and the region, Micronesian region's only residential treatment facility.
This year, Sanctuary received a grant to establish a culturally based curriculum that will be used for summer camps and after-school programs.
We're working very closely with the University of Guam through the advisement of Dr. Mike Bavacqua to develop a curriculum to build the resiliency of our young youth through the teachings and through the traditions of Chamorro, our Chamorro culture and traditions.
Areola says that with the great staff and the constant application of federal grants along with government partners like the Department of Youth Affairs and the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, so much has been possible. When thinking about all the support and love that the organization has and continues to receive from the island community, from businesses, families, schools, and individuals. A teary-eyed Areola says she's forever grateful.
I can't even begin to tell you how thankful and grateful we are for the generosity that has outpoured. Sorry, it's very emotional. It's a very humbling experience to be here, to be the leader of this great organization that's constantly helping and wanting every child on the island to just feel loved and cared for, because again, every child deserves to be loved.
For more information, visit their new and improved website at sanctuaryguam.com. You can also find and like their page on Facebook under Sanctuary Incorporated of Guam. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Charfris.
It's a story that will leave you smiling. A man and woman's chance meeting at a hot dog stand leads to love then marriage. Here's more. Meet Juan Bamba and his new wife, Jennifer. They're proof you can find love anywhere.
This is where we met.
Love at a hot dog stand. It was only appropriate they'd exchange their vows here, too. On Thursday, Senator Joe St. Augustine officiated their wedding. A canopy for shade, music provided by their friends on guitar, and of course, hot dogs served at the reception.
One of the best hot dogs on the island.
The couple smile ear to ear as they recall the day they met, about 4 months ago, at Tony Bloss's hot dog stand near the Jigo fire station.
He's always here.
Always here, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Hi, Con. That's the guy. That's the guy that
that's
caused
the
this whole thing.
owner.
We'd come out here for lunch at work during work. My
Yeah.
friends and I would come out for lunch, and one day this guy decided to slip his phone number to me.
Yeah. The third day I gave him my
The third time
number.
I came out here for a hot dog.
Yeah, I gave him
That's
my
when
phone
he
number.
slipped his phone number
Yeah,
to me.
so,
It took me about a week and a half to give
Yeah.
him a call back.
Before she was leaving, I said, I'll be seeing you, and this hold her hand, and I gave him my number.
On a piece of paper?
Yes, I wrote it down.
On a piece
Yeah.
of paper. He borrowed his pen, a
Yeah.
pen from his friend. Was
my
that
friend.
Albert?
Yeah, Albert.
Yeah. So I took it, jumped in the
took it.
car with my friends, and I go, oh my God, what is this? I open it up. It was a phone number, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So
Here we are.
A month ago, Juan popped the question.
he just said, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I mean,
Pick a date.
yeah, pick a
That was
date.
it.
Yeah.
We just went home. We wanted to pick a date, cut up some numbers, throw it in the rice pot, and he picked the number on the 27th. And that was it. We locked it in.
And the wedding venue, an easy choice.
This is where we wanted to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We don't need to do anything
Yeah.
else.
Their advice for other lovebirds?
Enjoy life, and because life's too short, and death is certain, so we want to do it, whatever, and be happy, yes.
They look forward to spending the rest of their lives together, taking care of one another, and traveling.
We'll be going to Palau in April.
Congratulations, Juan and Jennifer, and a big happy birthday shout out to Jennifer, who celebrated this week.
It's amazing. I mean,
Great.
finding love here and stuff, but you can find love anywhere, but the hot dog stand, yeah, that's the best.
Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have Trend Spotting and the Crime Stoppers Report.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years! It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round-trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
Be merry, be bright, and make shopping all right with holiday gift cards from Chuck E. Cheese's Guam, Ruby Tuesday, and King's Restaurants. Receive special offers with every purchase for extra holiday happiness. See stores for details and have fun this season from all of us at the GFS Group.
This year is rapidly coming to an end, and the big finish is now on at Cars Plus and Mighty. Get big year-end deals on a big selection of new Ram trucks with savings up to $10,500. Or save up to $5,500 on a new Chrysler Pacifica. How about a new Jeep Compass? Save up to $5,000. With financing as low as 1.99%. Plus, receive a Cars Plus Shell Value Card with every vehicle purchase. The big finish means big savings right now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Shell's Million Miles giveaway is back, and we're giving 100,000 United Mileage Plus miles to 10 lucky winners. So how do you make your getaway? Just use your Lucky 7 card when you fuel up with 7 gallons or more, and you're automatically entered to win. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start planning your new adventure. No purchase necessary. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Hafide and welcome back. Many headlines covered this week caught your eye either on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Now it's time to take a look at what you had to say.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Trend Spotting. Here's what caught your eye on social media this week. It's official. In 1 year, cockfighting will officially be prohibited in all U.S. territories, including Guam. The ban was included in the Agriculture Improvement Act of 2018, which President Donald Trump signed into law. Congresswoman Madeline Berdalio had fought to remove the cockfighting ban provision, but it was ultimately included in the final version approved by Congress in early December. Here are some of the comments from our residents. Cannon Len says, "This is a fine example of how politicians step on its people. If we have no voice to vote for U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate, or President of the United States, then they should have no business implementing laws for our island. Now, people have been doing this for all their lives. Traditions passed on from generation to generation was decided by the politicians who received money in their pockets. A clear violation of the 10th Amendment and a clear indication that America will destroy themselves simply by the people losing trust in the government. No animal should have any role over any man on this earth, period." Noni Spumoni says, "This is great news. Hopefully the people of Guam will comply, and instead of investing so much money into fighting roosters and gambling, they'll invest more into layers and boost sustainable egg production on Guam." This viewer-submitted video went viral overnight. It shows what appears to be an illegal fireworks show in Agate on the night of Christmas Eve. According to Guam's only licensed firework vendor, Showpro Pyrotechnics, it wasn't them. Agate Mayor Kevin Susuiko also confirmed it wasn't his office either. The Guam Police Department is investigating and has reached out to the local Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. GPD confirms an off-duty officer is depicted in the video. Alan Perez is a police officer too, also shown former GPD Colonel Mark Charfaris. On Christmas Eve 2016, Charfaris was tied to a similar incident, which resulted in his termination from the force. He continues to fight for his job back with the Civil Service Commission. This time around, in the more recent video, he's camera ready. Lieutenant Philip J.E. Camacho from the Fire Prevention Bureau reminds residents that only professionals who are permitted should actually set off fireworks, as their main concern all boils down to safety. Many of our followers had mixed reviews about this illegal show. Sloan Love says, "With all that happens on island daily, missing people, murders, child abuse, fireworks should be the last thing we're worried about." And Cortez Rita Renee says, "That seems too close. I think there are regulations for reasons. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt." Public Health has approved permits allowing 4 patients to cultivate medicinal marijuana in their home. A room with a lock. It's one of the requirements patients must have to cultivate medicinal marijuana in their residence. This comes 4 years after the KC Conception Compassionate Cannabis Use Act was first signed into law. This particular law, authored by Senator Luis Muñoz, was recently made headway, and 4 years after voters decided to legalize medical cannabis in their territory. However, Public Health Director James Gillen still has some reservations, stating, quote, "The cultivation doesn't speak to the lab. It's very basic. It just says any enclosed space with a lock. It could be a bedroom with a lock or a little enclosure in their garage. end quote. With a permit, that means a representative from public health visits their home and provides information before approving patients to start cultivating the medicinal drug for personal use. Here's how our island reacted online. Lahin_Luta670 says, I don't think cultivating in the backyard is the answer. This looks more like recreational use to me. If it's for medical use, then just regulate it like other pharmaceutical meds. Kelly Bell says, the doctors are going to be busy administering prescriptions to 180,000 people on Guam so they can grow their own stash. So many untreated problems will just pop up now that this has passed. Lastly, they found love at a hot dog stand. Tony Bloss, owner of the hot dog stand near the Jigo fire station, poses with newlyweds Jennifer and Juan Bamba. The couple exchanged vows at his stand on Thursday. Congratulations, Jennifer and Juan. Our followers online also shared some heartfelt messages. Check it out. Thanks for joining us. Catch us next week for more trend spotting.
Up next, your Crime Stoppers report.
If you get nervous about having dental treatment, you're not alone. An estimated 35 million adults experience anxiety or nervousness at the simple thought of visiting the dentist. As your dentist, I strive to make your visit as painless or pain-free as possible. And I frequently tell my patients that in the 21st century, if we can give you medicines to put your tooth to sleep or medicines to take an infection or toothache away, we can surely give you something to help relax you and take all fear away. No one ought to sit in a dental chair thinking of bad childhood memories or fearing injections. If you're a dental coward, but you really do want your teeth fixed, don't wait until the pain is killing you. Come in, tell us your fears, and set up an appointment. We have convinced many that dental treatment doesn't need to be scary anymore. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. You shall never know all the good a simple smile can do.
This year is rapidly coming to an end, and the big finish is now on at Cars Plus and Mighty. Get big year-end deals on a big selection of new Ram trucks with savings up to $10,500. Or save up to $5,500 on a new Chrysler Pacifica. How about a new Jeep Compass? Save up to $5,000. With financing as low as 1.99%. Plus, receive a Cars Plus Shell Value Card with every vehicle purchase. The big finish means big savings right now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
New Year's is right around the corner, and who better to tell you how you can be safe and how to make sure that other Guamanians are celebrating the right way than our good friend Sergeant Paul Tapao with GPD and Crime Stoppers. Sarge,
hey,
happy holidays, man.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
You don't need a big hat to be known as Santa around here.
Nah, not anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so safety is a very serious topic, obviously. Safety and security are things that you find folks at GPD specialize in. New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, probably even more so, I would assume, are incredibly busy times for you.
Absolutely, and you know, this is a festive time for Guam because, you know, out with the old and in with the new, people are going to be celebrating, you know, the bringing in the 2019, and it's going to be important that they understand the important roles that they play in help keeping our island safe. And, you know, first and foremost, we always stress is that drinking and driving is against the law. We've seen the fatalities through 2018. We've seen what has happened on our roadways, and we ask them, you know, make that choice, be that responsible individual by designating a responsible sober driver. Everybody's going to be out celebrating. Make that difference, just designate a sober driver. And this is where we want to stress this to the community and how they can all make a difference.
Okay, I've always wondered, Sarge, blood alcohol content is the metric that you guys use to determine, you know, whether someone is over the limit or not, obviously. How many, let's say with just beer, right? How many beers, 12-ounce beers, does someone have to consume to actually surpass the blood alcohol content level for, say, local Chamorro, male, 5'8", 35 years old?
It really is hard to tell. Height, weight, you know, gender and everything plays a factor. You know, let's not focus on the BAC or the blood alcohol content. let's focus on the impairment and the ability to make that the judgment call in operating a vehicle. And we don't test for BAC at that point.
Okay, so that's the point, right?
Yes.
Because you could still be under the BAC, but you could
yes,
legally not be.
Yes, your
okay.
impairment level may
Gotcha.
affect your ability to operate the vehicle or make judgment while walking on the roadways. And this is where, you know, it's two faults now, because we're seeing the uptick in our auto pedestrian fatals that have been happening, that we want to ask those who choose to consume alcohol, that if they're going to walk in our roadways, please refrain from that. Ask a family member, ask a friend, a sober family member or sober friend to take you to and from, because of the fact that your judgment is going to be impaired, and the decision making that you're going to make while crossing the street, it's not going to allow you to make that safe judgment where time and distance is going to come together.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's a hypothetical. I don't know if this happens so much, but you work in highway for many, many years. We always talk about this. What if somebody is celebrating, they're trying to do so responsibly, they're kicking back at the beach, and then all of a sudden they're like, you know, I kind of let it go a little bit. I don't want to drive. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt other people. Can people like that walk up to you as an officer of the law and just say, officer, I know I've had a little bit too much. What can I do? Because I don't want to hurt anybody, but can you help me?
Yeah, we'll go above and beyond in the availability of resources that we have, you know, because that is a busy time for us. I mean, once 10 p.m., right, you know, is around the corner, that's when we start buckling down and start focusing our efforts. But in the event we come across that, we'll exercise our resources the best that we can in providing and making sure that you get home safe, and making sure that you do your part, and we're going to do our part in keeping our roads safe.
Because I would assume most people might think twice about saying that, because they'd be like, you know, I want to ask this nice officer because I see him on TV, but am I going to wind up incriminating myself?
No, absolutely not. You are doing the right thing, because when you acknowledge what you're doing, and you acknowledge that you can hurt and kill somebody. So by coming forward and everything, and of course, alcohol is, you know, one of the ways we celebrate. And of course, our tradition, and I want to touch base on this with the time that we have, is our long-standing Chamorro tradition here in Guam. We ring in the new year by discharging our firearms. Please, you know, and we're going to ask the community out there. We're going to ask the members that are, you know, legally and rightfully own firearms. You know, it is against the law. It's punishable by law when we discharge our firearms. Let's celebrate the new year. Try something different, you know. If noise making is what you guys want to do to bring in the new year, you know, do something different. Let's refrain from using firearms, because, again, you know, we shoot and we discharge our firearms into the air. The projectile that comes out of that, it's going to land somewhere. And, you know, unfortunately, we've had incidents where people have been struck by the projectiles that fall back into land, and you know, God forbid that somebody would succumb to a death because of that.
You told me before, like, if a shell casing flies, like, say, 200 feet in the air and then comes down, all of the aggregate, you know, physics takes over, and if that lands on somebody, that's like a 50-pound weight coming down on them.
It's equivalent to what it is: weight, mass, and of course density and gravity that pulls everything down. There's a lot of science that pulls into that, and you know, it's gonna cause severe bodily injury, and it may cause death and everything, but we want to refrain from that. This is a standing tradition that we do here in our island. Let's start breaking away from that. Let's start putting safety as a forefront, and let's making understanding that, you know, I want to start off the new year right. I want to do it right. Yes, I'm going to be a responsible. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to designate a driver. Yes, we're going to bring in the new year, but we're going to refrain from using alcohol. Responsible firearm users, responsible firearm owners, make that decision. You know, understand what you can do to make a difference.
Okay, do we have a final crime of the week to wrap up 2018?
Not this year. We just want to wish everybody, on behalf of the hardworking men and women of the Guam Police Department, the Guam Crime Stoppers, and of course KUAM, for allowing us to be a part of the family and everything, and for us to touch the families you know, at home in understanding what they can do to make a difference in the community. We want to wish you all a safe and happy new year.
All right, thanks a lot. So we appreciate you basically laying out the formula for us: weight times mass times acceleration.
Yes, and everything that comes down, it's going to hurt.
That goes back to our days at UOG.
Absolutely.
Around the science building. All right, Sarge, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year. God bless and be safe.
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you, sir.
All right, stay tuned. We are back right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealing.